Hey guys, welcome back to Shop Life. Today we're going to be taking out the radio, the HVAC module, all this trim, the light control module, and all of the vents as well. So basically, to get started, what you're going to need either a trim removal tool, or you could even use a flathead. Just make sure you have a microfiber or something, that way you don't scratch everything up. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver and possibly a Torx screwdriver if someone's taking it apart and put a different kind of screw in it. So that's all you're going to need. To start off, what we're going to do is we're going to pop off this trim. Get the trim removal tool in there. Pop it out just like that. Just like that. As you can see, there's pins on each one of these. And in your dash, you will have these red tabs. They always tend to break, especially when you're removing it. Somehow these are still intact, but that's the first trim removed. Next one, there's a tab right here. And one more right here. This one's kind of hard because the steering wheel's in the way. So just got it. Just like that. Let me show you all the two pins. There's one pin right here. And this pin right here is actually from the other trim. It secures it in. So when you're putting it back together, make sure this one goes first and then put the other one on top. And same way to remove it, make sure you take that one off first and then you take this one off. And then on this side, this is the light control module. There's a trim that's holding that on. There's a trim on top of there. You gotta get underneath it. There's that right there. Just like that. One pin right there. And another pin right there. Alright, so now first we're going to take off this radio. Only thing that's holding the radio in is one Phillips right there and another Phillips right there. Once you have both Phillips out, just pull it out. It slides right out. And now, you can use your trim removal tool or a flathead. There's a little section right here where you can insert your tool in. That's for the wiring harness. You insert it and lift right up, just like that. This thing doesn't, there we go. See, when it slides out, this part gets pulled out of the pins inside, and then it just pulls right out. And then this is the antenna wire. There's a tab on here. If you have a facelift car, it will be a little different, and it just pops out. And here's one thing, most people, they like to upgrade their radios if they have a pre-facelift to a facelift one, that way they could put an aux cord. One thing to note, the connector on pre-facelift for the antenna is different than the one that you'll need for an upgraded radio. So they do sell adapters for it. Make sure to buy the adapter before you start doing this, otherwise you won't have radio for a little while. Alright, so now what we're going to do is to remove this HVAC module. The easiest way to do it, first remove the radio, that way you have access to the back, and you just have to push it out from the back towards you. So you see there's a little gap right here, and all you have to do, put your hands in the back and just pull. It's on there tight. Alright. See how it pops out? There's a tab right here and a tab right here. These are metal, so it's going to be a lot harder to get out. And then you have the wires in the back. This first one, you could just pull it right out. Just like that. Now this one, this is how a lot of the wires, like even for the gauge cluster and even the DME, are like this. You have to push this tab in right here first. Push the tab in, and then this tab on the top. You have to slide it over there. So once you slide it up, then you gotta get it clicked down there and just pull it right out. Just like that. Now this one just has a tab on the side. It pulls out. Same with this one. And there's the HVAC module. Alright, now we're gonna remove the center vents. There's two Phillips screws right here. Now once you have that out, these are quite a bit tricky because the tabs on the top, they're really hard to get off. Usually you'll end up breaking the top part right here. I mean, you just have to be careful. If it happens, you're gonna have to find another one. Alright, so basically what I did there is I lifted it up from the corner as much as I could, because there's two tabs right here, one on the top and one on this side. Well, but they're both on the top. There's two tabs, and it actually gets held in behind the dash. So basically what you have to do, you have to lift it up, that way the tab can slide out, and then just pull. Usually what people mistake is they start prying. Well, like I was prying it from up there too, but main reason I was prying is to lift up the dash. But most people pry and they try to pull it out from right here. And when you do that, this whole top part cracks off. As you can see, there's little tabs right here that they're, I guess, plastic welded on, and they just break off, and then this part will always be loose. All right, so now next what you're gonna have to do is you have to get off this controller to, like, you know, for this is where you set it if you want it hot or cold. All right, so basically what you're gonna do now, you have to turn it around, just like that. Lift this section up. While you're lifting, that'll pull right out. Just like that. And it pulls right out of that hole right here. All right, so now we're gonna remove this vent. There's two Phillips screws right here. Alright, as you can see, there's just one tab that's holding this in. It gets caught up right behind this dash. So you just have to really pull on it. There's really not much else you could do. If you want to, like, in order to pull on it, I'll pull on it from this side, pried it up a little bit with the trim removal tool right here, and then pulled on it from down here, right underneath from behind here. That way, I didn't mess up any of these vents. But yeah, that's that. Now onto the other side. Alright, so first we're going to go ahead and remove this light control module. There's one Phillips screws right here. Once that's out, this just pulls out. Then the wire on here is going to be kind of tough. You can't really pull on it too much, but it's just like one of the HVAC module wires. You gotta push that tab down and move the. Once you have that up, then you can just pull that wire out. And you just gotta wiggle it out. Alright, so we got another helper here. His name is Fluffy. Fluffy, say hi. Hi. Okay, he's gonna remove this bolt right here. So basically now, that once you have the light control module off right here, now you have to get this bolt from right here. This is the bolt for this vent right here. So you gotta take off that bolt, and then you take your little paws and you pull it off. Alright? You get your paw underneath there and you just pull it. Alright? Show us how it's done, Fluffy. Show us. Now, just pull it up. Same way as that last one. You just gotta pull it out. Now that's out. You know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and take out this gauge cluster as well. The gauge cluster is held in by Torx screws. Alright, so there's two Torx bolts, one right here, one right there, and another one right there. Alright, so you have to get both of those out, then you can just tilt it up and unplug the connectors. What we're gonna be using is a T20 to remove these two bolts. Just get it on there. Make sure you don't strip it, otherwise you're gonna have a fun time removing that bolt. And now you can just pull it out. Just pull straight out. Make sure you have your steering wheel, like since it is a telescoping wheel, pull it all the way out and push it all the way down. Now that you have that out, let me show you the connectors. You know what, I'm just gonna unplug them and then I'll show you guys. Just let me show you guys. There's a connector right here, there's a connector right there. They're the same style connectors like the HVAC and the light control modules. This is how it is first. You have to push this tab down, and while you're pushing that down, you gotta get this white little thing over it, and then just pull it out. Bam. Alright, so that is all for this video. We removed all the vents, the center vent, the two side vents, the radio, and the HVAC module, and the light control module, and now the gauge cluster. And that is all for today, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you have any requests for any future videos, comment that as well. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and like the video if you like it. Thank you very much.